What's happening?
Hello, everybody.
We got a
Hey, how are
guest right
you?
now, special guest right now, Miss Shannon Taylor. We got the Queen, Miss Joy, DJ LaJoy, Sean G, M Dollaz.
Hey, what up?
And we had a lovely event. She won the prize. She got the interview. She been patient with us. So we're gonna go ahead and get this interview started. We can't wait to hear more about your brand, how people can follow you, how you've been inspired. And we're gonna let the Queen of Swirv Nation Radio, Miss DJ LaJoy. Let's get this conversation started. Then the fellas, we're gonna ask our questions. And then after that, we're just gonna let it flow.
Well, first of all, thank you again for being extremely patient and so understanding. When I told you we was gonna get this interview, I meant it. So I do appreciate you being patient.
No problem. I had no problem at all. I'm nervous as nervous can be.
Girl, don't be nervous. I already told you, don't be nervous. When you're talking about your business, it should just naturally just flow. So, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. From entrepreneur to entrepreneur, what has been the most satisfying moment for you in your business?
When I quit my job to actually pursue my dream, my goal, my business. Like that was just the most satisfying feeling. It was like a gut feeling that was like, hey, you sitting here working to help somebody else get their dream or whatever, living their dream, and you just, a cog in the wheel, and you got thoughts and things that you want to do that literally this job at this moment is getting in the way. And so it was like, I got to do it. So it was like the most satisfying moment was when I really accepted that this was a business and not just my hobby anymore. Okay. So far.
Girl, I feel that. I would definitely say it is definitely a satisfying feeling. It's one of those feelings where it's like, Lord, I'm scared to death, but just guide me and lead me in the right direction. I promise I will follow. It's one of those moments, but when when those couple of days turn into a couple of weeks, and then a couple of weeks turn into a couple of months, and you realize like, dang, I ain't clocked in a minute, so I definitely feel that. And congratulations to you for stepping out on faith and believing in yourself and just going and take on it full spring, just head first.
Now I got a question for you. So what is this hobby that turned into a business for everybody that don't know exactly what is the business that you have?
I do a little bit of everything, right? And so that's kind of what led me to say, but shoot, you do this, you do that, you can sell this stuff. But right now, my biggest thing is my jewelry, my copper jewelry. Mm-hmm. Like I started just making like bangles and bracelets for myself. And then it turned into people say, oh my God, that is so pretty. Can I have one? I want to get one. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting a good reception. Let me try, actually selling it and stepping it up and, so now it's like, copper jewelry is like my most favorite thing to do, and I get a good response.
So you hand make everything? You do everything yourself?
Yes. Yep. Like this was is it okay to show some of my stuff?
That's what we want you to do. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So this is my most recent piece. I like big, just big statement pieces. And these are glasses, like just, eyewear. I don't know if you can see that. These bad boys are heavy too.
They look heavy. They definitely look good, though. It's different.
Yeah, and that's what I like. That's why the name of my company is Amara Originals. I like to do stuff. I like to be different. Like I hate being like everybody else. You know what I mean? And I like weird stuff, so I love doing that. Some of my other bigger pieces, copper crowns. I love doing crowns with healing crystals.
Okay.
And I do smaller pieces too, like, just wrapping crystals for necklaces, pendants.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you can see those clearly. And I do smaller pieces as well, you know what I mean, like basics. But I love doing the big stuff. And the crystals, rings. If you can see these.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. I love doing rings.
What's
earrings.
what's the what's the creative process that you go through? Because that's everything that I've seen is something is different. Nothing looks like the glasses that you showed, then you showed the crystals. So like what's the creative thought process that you go through when you're making your product?
So I swear, I probably have undiagnosed ADD. So there is no real process. I sit down and I grab wire. Sometimes, I will say that sometimes I get inspiration, like I'll see like something, I'll be like, oh, that's cute. And then I always think, how can I step it up, right? When I do some stuff. But for the most part, when I sit down to do something, there's no rhyme or reason. I sit down and I grab the wire and I measure. I don't even measure it out most of the time. I'll grab enough wire and say, let me, snip it up. And then I start bending and twisting. You know what? I think I'm going to make this into a bracelet. I've had stuff that I was like, this is going to be a ring. And then it turns out to be something completely different, which is why I like the name Amara Originals. The originals is because most of the stuff I do, it can't be replicated because I don't know how I did it the first time. It has to be something really simple, for me to replicate it. And I'll tell people, they say, oh, I like that. And I'm like, oh, that piece is already sold. I can do you something similar to it because I definitely can't give it to you exactly. And I think that's a good thing because I don't want to be walking around with the same thing everybody else has. And I like giving people something that nobody else has as well.
Definitely cannot be replicated. Yeah.
Yeah, Joy.
Well, I would say, outside of you, leaving your job and doing this full time, what else inspires you as, in being an entrepreneur?
Creating something different than what I've seen my whole life. Like during when the pandemic first hit and we were home and all that stuff, that's when everything I started learning how to do everything, fooling around with the jewelry a little bit more. Cause I fooled around with it, but then I really got into the jewelry and then I started painting and then I started upcycling furniture. Like the stuff behind me was stuff I upcycled, wig heads, old lamps people were throwing away, the pictures on the wall, the stuff I drew. And then I realized that I could create a job for myself and I didn't have to be doing it for anybody else. And then in turn, also create something that my children would not have to go and work for somebody else and they would be able to work, for themselves. Mm-hmm. Or even if they don't work for me, to see that you don't have to work for somebody else. You can create your own lane. You can create your own wealth. And the biggest thing is really being an example for my children. It was really being an example for them that this is not what the real life is. It's getting up and, getting your 5 days a week and, and trying to get the weekend to rest. That's not the real life to me personally. That's not the real life. And it was I want to be the person who makes my decisions and makes my money and decides how, and teach them that they can do it too. So my biggest thrill and biggest passion about it is just being me and doing for me and not having anybody telling me what to do. That got old. I'm 45 years old and I'm what am I waiting for? I'm middle age at this point. What are you afraid of? Everybody who started a business had to start somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
The same thing is true with me. Start somewhere small and then,
I love it. Sean, did you have anything that you wanted to ask or you wanted to chime in or anything?
Yeah, I can chime in. As far as your custom pieces, when you make them, are they geared toward a certain market, or is it for all ages? Is it for men? Is it for women? For children?
So I'm really trying to learn to do stuff for men. I have a hard time doing that. I do everything from my fairy tale perspective. I'm a Pisces and I am all about mermaids and sprinkles and,
I'm a Pisces.
Everything.
Pisces. You already know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to learn how to scale it down to make stuff more masculine because everything I love swirlies and all that stuff. So I'm trying to learn how to make more masculine pieces. So I started doing the simple ones. It's just plain wraps and things like that are unisex. You know what I mean? That anybody could do. I really would like to learn how to do better for men, but it's so hard because I want to put swirls and crystals and everything, you know. But I do have pieces that kids can wear, like small bracelets, things like this, you know what I mean? That are just simple bangle bracelets, things like that, you know.
Okay. All right. I got a question for you.
Yes.
So, you know, the holidays is coming up. So it's about to be Thanksgiving. And, you know, of course, after that is Christmas. So a lot of people tend to go the personal route as far as having shirts made, different accessories and things like that are custom made. What's the time expectancy from the time I order to when I would get that product? Because you know, people, you know how I go, people gonna shop last minute, you know what I'm saying? They go wait a week before and say, hey, I need XYZ. Like, what's your shipping process if or when you can ship?
So if you order off the site, I try to ship within 2 to 3 business days. If you, and I'm saying business days, but you know, it's the weekend too. I try to ship in a couple of days, at least 2 to 3 days, because it's already made. That gets quick. If you want a custom piece, something like these glasses took me a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
But that was because, you know, I stopped and did other stuff, you know what I mean, throughout the day. But it doesn't usually take me more than a week from the time you order it to the time you can get it.
Okay.
Depending on what you're asking for. I'm a kind of like I said, maybe undiagnosed, but it's like as soon as somebody tells me I want this, that, and the third, it's like that's all I can think about, and then that's all I can focus on. So it's usually the way I can knock it out real quick.
As far as you know, when you make your pieces, so you sell them online, you said, right? Is there other ways we can get it? Like, can we meet you in person? You know, the shop, like, what's the different ways people can, you know, get in contact with you to get your product? So
I am on Instagram at _Amara. It's Amara Ife Originals _ in between each word, and Ife is spelled IFE. A lot of people get it wrong. Want to say Amara Life whenever I type it out. It's Amara Ife Originals. You can reach me on Instagram. It has my I should know this by heart at this point, but I always post the link because the website is so long. It's Amara Ife Originals -LLC at Square/site, something like that. I think that's, you know, it's Square/site, but it's the bio. It's in my bio on my Instagram. I'm at everything is Amara Ife. Facebook Amara Ife Originals, Instagram Amara Ife Originals, my website Amara Ife Originals -LLC. You can reach me by phone, 804-293-1465. You want to call and put in the order. But you can inbox me anyway. I'm at pop-ups. I'll be at y'all pop-up. I gotta on the day after, what is Black Friday?
That's right. The Black Friday pop-up. But we can't say that without mentioning our appreciation for you pulling up at our last pop-up shop that your favorite DJ, LaJoy.
Yeah.
So
who was killing it. I'm trying to tell you. I enjoy you was killing it. I was
like Joy when I grow up. I want to be like Joy when I grow up.
I was sitting at the table like I didn't know who it was, and I looked up and I saw it was a girl, and I was like, oh yes, okay. And you was killing it. You was really killing it. I was loving it.
I want to ask, you know, because we do want to get feedback from our vendors, you know, who's, you know, been in attendance to our pop-ups. What was your experience like from the beginning, you know, to the end? Tell us, you know, how you feel about the experience you did with our pop-up, or you had with our pop-up.
I enjoyed it. It was one of the things I did love about it is I hate doing, and I know this may have been the case, but I hate I liked it. It was just easy. I don't know how to say that. You know what I mean? It was, you know, hey, here go the tables, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, set your stuff up. There was no rigidness behind it. I mean, it was organized with no rigidness. You know what I mean? Like I still felt like I was still working for myself and not working for some people, because I've had them say, no, you're here till this time, and you can't leave. And you know what I mean? And even if you're sold out of your stuff, you're just sitting there. You know what I mean? Like, right. I enjoyed that. I've sold quite a few pieces. I sold my biggest piece at your my first pair of glasses, which was my most expensive piece. I sold that
Oh
at your pop
wow!
up.
Okay. I didn't know
Yep, so I
that.
enjoyed it. And then I won this interview. Like that was just,
But
you
look,
know,
the funny part was you was walking out the door when we was calling your name, and then we pronounced your name wrong.
I had went and got like there was somebody who had some juice, like some juice the lady was selling. I had just walked over and got her juice, and I was walking back to my table, and I was like, "Did I hear Amara? Did I hear?" And it wasn't pronounced, but I was like, "I know I heard." And that's why I walked up to the stage and was like, "What did y'all just say? What name you just said?" I almost missed it, so I'm glad. Like this is wonderful. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you. And again, you know, like once you become a part of Swerve Nation, you're always family to us. So anytime we have any type of events, pop-ups, birthday parties, or anything like that, we will always extend the invite. You know, you're always welcome to sign up for any of our pop-ups. I already told you about the one that we have coming up on the 26th. So I'll get you situated with that. Did you have any last minute things that you wanted to say?
I left off one thing. Well, I left off one place where you can actually buy my jewelry as well, because I'm selling it out of a store here on Hall Street. Baha Shem Soap Company is the name of the store. And my jewelry is in there. I have displays in their store on Hall Street. So you can always go in there and, you know, and pick up, you know, pendants and rings and bracelets and stuff like that.
Wow. Congratulations with that as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, it was certainly a pleasure to speak with you. And again, we're excited for you and your business, and we wish nothing but greatness and wish that your business prosper and flourish, you know, and just continue to be amazing. You're such a good spirit with you. I don't know what it is. It's just a good spirit, good vibe. But I definitely enjoy speaking with you.
Thank you. And I enjoyed this. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate this. And I will definitely be seeing y'all on the 26th.
All right. We wish you all the success in your business.
Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you. And same to you all too. I love what y'all doing. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, y'all have a good one.